First of all, I appreciate you being here and helping to spread positivity in the gaming community. Every one of your comments and input, especially with the tips and sharing the love of the game, really means a lot to me. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for liking and commenting, all that jazz. I really do appreciate it. I try to read everybody's comments, and among all the wonderful creators on YouTube, you decided to watch my video and leave some comments of your own, and I do appreciate that. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, everybody. I got 5 more Starfield tips for you today that I either learned through playing or from you guys, the wonderful community. Well, before we get into the tips, I wanted to double back on this, because several people in the comments had indicated that it's cheaper to register a ship when you're in your ship menu up here rather than going to the ship guy to register it. And I tested that last video and it wasn't true. And then someone was like, oh wait, no, you got to go into orbit and then you register it and that'll be cheaper. So last time it was 6,848 credits to register, and I'm here in orbit at a planet outside, and it's 6,848 credits. So that is a myth. Busted. It is not cheaper. You can either register it at the shipyard or you can register it in space in your ship inventory, and it's the same price. I don't know if it was a different price before they patched it, or if it was even a patch, but from currently observed behavior, that's what it is. It is what it is. So
money. As a member of the Legion family, you
get out of my body. Okay. All right. Now, if you're anything like me, then you probably pick everything in sight with Digipicks, and you constantly are running out of Digipicks because one thing is they're a little difficult to spot in the environment because they're small cylinders that are typically inside lockers or on tables, and they're kind of hard to see sometimes. So I'm always running out. And whenever I go to a vendor, they only have like 2 Digipicks available, 1 or 2 to purchase. The person that I found who has the most Digipicks is right here on Jemison in the well. It's called Apex Electronics, and he's the only person I've seen that has more than 2 to buy at a time. Currently, he has 5 to purchase. I've seen him have even more than that sometimes, like maybe 6. And then I've read online some people say he has 8, but I haven't observed that personally. But he has the most in his inventory as far as I can see. So if you need Digipicks, if you enjoy the lockpicking minigame, go ahead and check this guy out. He's kind of a jerk, but it's understandable. I would be too if I lived across from the House of the Enlightened. I'm just kidding, they're all right. This next tip, you probably know that you can go to the Wolf system and visit the Den. They don't scan you upon entry. Systems that are governed by a local system government will scan your ship upon entry into that system. But the Wolf system is ungoverned currently. It's like being rebuilt. So there's this like old, worn out SysDef outpost here, but they don't have the resources to scan ships as they come in. So it's the perfect place to go to not only offload your illicit goods, but there's also a trick that I learned. Let's find something to steal here. Okay, I stole this skin cream bottle. If you talk to this wonderful gentleman over here, he's got the most trimmed eyebrows I've ever seen. You talk to this dude, you can sell stuff to him. Watch, I'll sell this skin cream bottle, and the trick is go to the buyback. You don't exit out, you go to buyback, and you'll see once it's back in my inventory, the stolen tag is gone. It is now a clean item. And because I didn't exit out, I'm not buying it back for his listed price, which will be more than I got for it. It's like GameStop. You go to GameStop and you buy a game, and you could turn around and sell it to them back. You're not going to get your money back. You're going to get the trade-in price, which is remarkably lower than what you paid for it. And it's the same whenever you sell something in a Bethesda game. You can sell something, and if I were to exit out, I exit out, and now I want to buy it. It's 30. I got 4 credits for that, and now he's selling it back to me for 30. But yeah, so if you want to clean an item, you sell it to him, and then you go straight to the buyback without Xing it out. That item will be cleaned. It'll no longer have the stolen tag on it. And he'll buy pretty much anything. So that's super useful if you want to clean a stolen item. And of course, sell some contraband if you're a space pirate. Let's go to a star base in the Narion system. All right, the next tip is about cargo links and specifically inter-system cargo links. Creating a cargo link that's outside of the current system. They require helium-3 to operate, and that is 5 helium-3 every 2 minutes, every 108 seconds is, I think, the actual measurement. And that requires you to create them on a planet that can generate or collect helium-3. Now these basic helium-3 extractors only generate 1 helium per minute, and that's per minute playing the game. And because it requires 5 per 2 minutes, you know, that's 3 rounded up per minute. So you need at least 3, probably 4 helium extractors to even keep up with the cargo link. But the other thing that I learned is that I had initially set up a secondary cargo link that would transfer helium-3 to the other system so that they could both have helium available, because I was worried that the cargo ship would get stuck at the system that it's collecting the resources from, and it wouldn't be able to return because it didn't have helium-3 at that system. Well, that's not true. If you're doing a single pass just from one system to another, then you only need one system that has access to helium-3. Now, if I go to the other system, it's not going to operate properly because it'll try to operate based on the system that you're in, and it wasn't shipping because that system didn't have helium-3 available. But this is my main base, so I'm not chilling over there. That's just generating resources, so that doesn't matter to me. So that's another tip, is that if you're going to build this intersystem cargo link and you're going to start a manufacturing facility, which I've begun here. You know, I'm making some adaptive frames, and they're going into cargo boxes, and actually they're going into my ship inventory so I can easily sell them. Then you're going to want to know how these systems work, and that's a big one, is that every 2 minutes this ship comes down, and every 2 minutes it needs at least 5 helium transferred to that box over there so that it can fuel up and go to my other system. The good thing is, no matter how far away the other system is, it still only uses 5, as far as I'm aware. It's not like it measures distance. I think it just fuels up at a standard rate. So that makes things a little easier when you're creating these intergalactic links. Maybe some other people know a little bit more about this than I do. And of course, I've also increased my production rate with these cute little bots around here. They just make sure that my extractors are clean, and they play a delightful little tune. I don't know why they play elevator music when they mop around, but I think it's kind of cute. The next tip that I feel like such an idiot for is that if you give one of your companions an item, if you give them a weapon, they only need 1 ammo to operate that weapon. They don't actually use the ammo. They just need some of it, and then they can use it infinitely. So initially, like, I gave her an ultra mag, and I gave her 605 ammo because I was like, oh, she's going to be using this. But someone in the comments, it was D. Kindig, mentioned to me that you only need to give them 1 ammo. So I way overdid it. I gave her all this, and all I needed to do was give her 1 for her to operate her weapon. And of course, if you're on a controller and you want to quicken the pace of this numerical reduction, you can both hold the left stick and the D-pad in the left direction, and it'll reduce it twice as fast. Someone reminded me of that, and that's been in Bethesda games since Oblivion. I remember doing this on the PS3, so if I just give her 1, then that'll be enough. Just give her 1, and then I don't gotta worry about it anymore. So, yep. Alrighty. Now the final tip is another fun one that someone put in the comments, and they said that you can actually walk around your ship while it's landing, and they gave a specific set of instructions. So I'm gonna try that. They said, get into your ship, go into orbit, and then exit the cockpit. And when you're getting out of your seat, pause before the animation completes, and then select a landing spot, and then you'll be able to walk around your ship. So we're gonna try that. All right, so according to the instructions, what we have to do is get out of the cockpit, pause, select a landing spot in the menus. So we'll land here, and let's see what happens. I'm getting out as we speak.
Landing struts primed.
Okay, so it resumed where I left off. Yep, I'm getting out and it's landing. Oh, I see some smoke. Okay, that's fun. So it's not a lot of time that it gives you, but I mean, it's a little bit. It's enough where you can kind of get a head start on getting out of your ship if you like that immersive element of like actually getting out of the ship, setting foot on the planet, you know, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is a space sim. You gotta take in the small moments, this boggy landscape. I mean, in real life, when have you seen something like this? You know, I bet it smells here. That mist probably, it's got a little scent to it, you know? Just enjoy it. Well, that was a fun one. I'm going to keep doing that and see if I can time it perfectly. See if I can get the timing right so that I can get the maximum amount of walk around the ship time. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been a fun series to make. I'm going to try to put some more advanced tips out there. I know I've had some complaints about these tips being too simplistic or whatever, but a lot of these things, people are like, oh, I learned this on day one. But I'm like, I didn't. I didn't. That's why I'm sharing them, because there's just so much to learn about this game, and there's a lot of things that you might never see. So if people are interested in just learning more about the game, or even enjoying someone else learning more about the game, you know, that's what these videos are about. They're just about sharing the love of the video game, and I'm just making these for fun, man, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way.